Good morning, David. Looking at the roster for today's spring game, there is a whole lot of excitement surrounding Josiah Scott, a cornerback from Fairfield, Ohio. As a high school senior, he registered 39 tackles and 2 interceptions. When I spoke with Coach D'Antonio earlier this week, he told me Josiah Scott is smart and diligent, both intellectual descriptors, which I found really interesting considering Josiah is such a physical player. He also told me that Josiah Scott is remarkably intuitive, which is evident when you look at his high school reels and his ability to jump the route. It was also confirmed to me that Josiah Scott will be starting as a true freshman, and that will be the case today, guys. Thanks, guys. Earlier this week, I had a chance to sit down with Josiah Scott. I asked him what he's bringing to this team. He told me swagger, guys, and to me, that translates as confidence. Josiah Scott is a breath of fresh air. He's breathing life into what was an anemic defense in 2016. He also told me this weekend his high school coach from Fairfield, Ohio will be here watching the game and gave him this advice: continue sharpening your edge. Michigan State showed its progress in Saturday's green and white game using a modified scoring system. The defense defeated the offense 33-23. The final stats irrelevant for a team coming off a disastrous 3-9 season and facing a considerable cloud of uncertainty. But all that aside, the green and white game is about one thing: stepping forward and testing talent. Passing that test with flying colors and headlining this spring game, true freshman cornerback Josiah Scott right there doing work, 8 tackles and an interception. With the clock a tick and a whole lot of body awareness from the 166-pound 18-year-old, making that offense work for the money. As for the offense, fourth quarter right here with his 8th and final catch. Sophomore receiver Kristen with the one-handed grab just inside the sideline. We saw a vibrant confidence between Lewerke and Jackson. The two connected for 8 catches and 168 yards. This is a promising duo with a whole lot of potential. Lewerke, the man with the most reps as QB during that spring game, Coach D'Antonio told me he solidified his status as MSU's lead quarterback by way of talent and results, but also leadership. Brian Lewerke told us he didn't always consider himself a leader, but he's grown into that position, and there's a definite shift in the team's mentality compared to last season.
I think the team's mentality is pretty solid right now. A lot of young guys are stepping up and leading, which is
Lewerke and Kristen Jackson, 168 yards, 8 passes, no touchdowns though. How are you evaluating that duet?
I think they have a chance to be special.
In the secondary, let's talk Josiah Scott. 8 tackles, 1 interception. Did you expect him to have such an explosive debut? You know, from the limited information that we have, it's really hard to be able to make an assessment or an evaluation of what's going on, but could this turbulence find a way onto the field come the fall?
Of course it could.
Given your relationship with Coach D'Antonio, what do you think he's telling his players right now?
I think he's telling them, number one, this kind of thing cannot happen again.
How the energy has changed in the locker room since the 2016 season?
I think it's just a whole new mindset. And after last season, and a lot of guys, we were pretty upset about last season, but we were excited to put it behind us. So our mindset has completely changed about how going forward and how we're going to succeed next season.
Amidst the pending investigations, the media has had limited accessibility to these players. In the coming weeks, as these investigations conclude, we'll be sure to bring you all of the latest preseason updates.